Take one.
Take one.
We're live.
We are.
We're back.
In my living room.
Yes.
Surrounded by guitars.
We are full of guitar goodness today.
Utter nonsense. Yes.
And we're back with what?
We're back with one of my guitars and one of my old guitars.
We have a lusty Yamano Les Paul from 1998 and...
we have an R9 from...
2004.
Thank you. I couldn't remember.
You didn't have the glasses on, so
Yes.
I was just helping you there.
Exactly. There you go. Aren't they nice? Yes.
They are very nice. You know, this would have a... what, a AAA flame top, I'd say?
I thought it was quadruple, no?
Quadruple.
I thought.
You are being generous.
Okay. So triple. It's definitely not double.
Yeah.
But it is quite tasty.
It is. It's
And this would be... would this be similar? Probably?
Oh, I'd probably say it's the same grade there.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, they do say the better tops for the reissues.
Well, that's what we have to
the
talk
custom
about.
shop.
With the Yamano, you have to explain the history of the Yamano here.
Right. Okay, so the history of Yamano, Yamano themselves are a distribution company in Japan, so they would buy Les Pauls from Gibson.
A bit like JHS in England, that kind of thing.
Exactly, but they were known to be very, their own quality control standard.
Yeah.
And if Gibson sent a batch of guitars that they weren't happy with, they would send them back. Mm-hmm. So Yamano's was always known as quality Les Pauls.
Yeah.
They started bringing out later in the years with the custom shop Yamano editions.
Yeah.
Now this guitar here, it's a 98 model. On the back of the headstock it says limited edition. Now we were told this was a Yamano guitar, so possibly it's been bought from Japan. So people are designating it as a Yamano guitar. But
it is a gorgeous guitar.
There is no designation.
There is no designation
I mean, it's
officially.
Got a lovely top.
It's the best regular standard I've ever owned.
Yeah.
I had about 5 of them. Like, that is definitely the best of the 5.
It's got the limited edition on the back, so it could have been something that Yamano asked for. But, you know, we'll never 100% know, but it's a lovely top, you know.
Yep. This is a totally different bag of fishes, as it were. Or kettle of fishes even, yes. It's Gibson's attempt to recreate the 1959 original Les Paul standard.
Yeah.
And how do you think they did, Phil?
Well, the thing with the R9s is, you know, Gibson have now been making historic since about, I think, 99. Before that,
99,
when they were doing reissues from, say, 1980, they're called prehistorics.
Yeah.
And it's funny where every year Gibson will say we're now the closest we've been to recreating.
Even though they're further away from 1959 than ever.
Exactly, and then in 2012 they reintroduced the hide glue, and then they introduce all these little details. I mean, it doesn't make the playability of the guitar better, but for guitar geeks who want the best guitar closest to one from 1959, because 99% of us cannot afford them.
That's true. What are the prices, Phil? For 1959 Les Paul?
Well,
if I want to walk into a shop tomorrow and buy one?
If you're a Joe Bonamassa's friend and want to buy a 59 Les Paul, you're looking at around, $250,000. If it's a guitar, a professional like Joe Bonamassa owned guitar, you're probably adding another $100,000 onto that.
And how much was Peter Green's Les Paul that he gave to Gary Moore that he gave to, or that it was sold to Kirk Hammett?
Well, we would never know the exact figures.
I heard millions. I heard 2 million or something.
Yeah, well, I mean, after it was sold by Gary Moore, it's probably in over $1 million for that guitar.
Easily. Gary Moore's estate. I think he was not able to sell it, but...
he sold it before he died.
Did he sell? I didn't know that.
Gary Moore himself sold
I did not know
guitar,
that. I thought it was sold by the estate.
No, he actually sold
corrected.
it. Yeah, but, I mean, that's Gibson's recreation of a 59. You know, every year they're reintroducing something else and saying it's closer and closer. I think the closest ones to date are really the Custom Collectors series, which I think they're now up into the
number
40s.
16, number 20.
The first one was the Gary Moore Greenie.
Murphy aged, all that kind of thing.
Number 8 was the Marsden. Bernie Marsden guitar, the Beast. You know, they've done so many of them, and they took the guitars and they, X-rayed them and did all these things. So they probably are the closest that you'll get to a real 59. And look, at the end of the day, it's about playing them, enjoying them. That's what guitaring is.
If I didn't know that this guitar was, a few thousand, as it were, which it is.
Good.
Yeah, and it is. It's, it's quite an expensive guitar, but the neck is huge. It's a huge neck, Phil.
Yeah,
it's huge.
That's another thing of debate with me with these reissues is before the custom collector series, Gibson were just putting these massive necks on the guitars, saying it's a 59 or a 58. And they're really nothing like a real 59. I mean, this Yamano Les Paul
is more like them.
Is more closer to my 59 Junior.
Yeah, yes. But I like this thick neck, and it goes against the grain to say, but it's actually easier to play. Nearly, it's weird. It's more chunky to hold on to.
Yeah,
you get it's actually quite.
Well, the funny thing is, when I play my guitars, and that's why I love more than one guitar, is I have one guitar and I'm playing it for a week, I'm enjoying it, and then suddenly I pick it up one day and I just go, I'm not enjoying it. I pick up another guitar, then I pick up the next one and go, oh, this one, and the neck's all really, really different profiles. But I mean,
no, it's an absolute beauty, I have to say. And the pickups are the pre. What was the burst buckers? Well, before burst buckers, you had.
These are the classic 57s.
Classic 57s.
And that's what's in that one, and it's the same in this one.
Yes, so these are pre-burst buckers.
Yes.
And burst buckers I always found very kind of plasticky, crunchy.
Well, there's
sugary. I don't know. There's something about their crunch was really crunchy.
That's the Burst Bucker Pro.
Right.
You've also got the Burst Bucker 1s and the Burst Bucker 2s.
2s and the Burst Bucker 3. No, which is the Burst Bucker Pro?
I think that is the Burst Bucker
Pro. Whereas these have a bit more kind of, they're crunchy, but they're not overly sugary crunchy. They're still very pleasant, but I'm just saying they're more rocky than the burst buckers were more kind of LA metal circa 1985 or something. They're
so
more
you find a bit more output out of the burst buckers?
Oh yeah, definitely, I think so.
Yeah.
And they're more compressed kind of sound,
I mean, the funny thing about PAFs, there's no perfect PAF. We all know they were different because they all weren't wound to specific winds. Where now when you've got Seymour Duncan or one of the other guys doing a particular pickup, every pickup is wound is the same. When they're doing the Slash Alnico Pro pickup, every pickup is consistent. Back here when they were making the pickups in the real 59s, they were doing it either, I've heard different stories, by time, or, counting the winds.
Yeah, that's right. Going out for lunch and coming back and hoping...
It's never going to be perfect. Sure. So the thing is, there's many flavours of a PAF pickup. So when Gibson go, this is the classic 57, it's a PAF inspired pickup, then they bring out Burst Bucker Pro and again say they're all PAF inspired, but there's no derivative sound.
And in terms of the collector's choice, wasn't Jimmy Page was like number 2 or something, wasn't it? Wasn't that the number 2 guitar or something? I think.
No, I think they did.
Number 1 again. The
number 1 was the Greenie Moore.
Was the Greenie Moore, and then was number 3 Jimmy Page model? I think it was.
I have no idea. It's hard to keep a track on which was which. I mean, they did do reissues of his number 2 and his number 1.
It's just that.
Oh, that's why you brought that up.
Speaking of Jimmy, I can't resist.
Where'd you get that bow from? I've never seen that before in my life, and that just come out of thin air.
I borrowed it off a student.
Did you?
As always, like everything else, like money.
What are you going to do with that bow, Dan?
I'm going to try it out here. Hang on. Oh, it felt so song remained the same. Got that out of my system. But there is something else, I'm afraid, Phil. You have your hat.
I do, yeah.
And I don't have a hat. Until now.
You're not very hatty.
Until now. What do you think?
Look at the camera.
Is it a keeper?
Well, it's not the sort of hat you can walk down the street with, is it?
Not really.
I'm quite happy to
but
walk down
I do like when I'm rocking, so I'll be like...
That's probably a black metal band sort of thing, isn't it?
Or
taking the piss out of a black metal band.
That is true.
Because they take themselves way too seriously, those fellas.
Hang on, do some black metal here. Hang on, I can get this.
that we said our videos were supposed to be quality.
You're right.
We can't add that black metal. It's just not quality.
I tried. I tried.
All right.
Sorry.
So we've got two very similar guitars. We've got a tube amp.
We have.
Do you want to give them a bit of a play through the tube amp? Because
sure.
With the modelling amps, it really makes the guitars sound
Is
more
the tube
similar.
amp ready to rock? Is it crunchy?
It's crunchy. I can add a bit more crunch if you want.
Add crunch. I need my crunch.
You mean gain?
Yeah, yes, gain. That's what it is.
I've got no crunch. You want gain?
Let's go. Let's rock it out. I need more. Oh yeah, baby. Absolutely.
Let's see if they sound similar. Same pickups.
Same pickups, yeah.
Same pickups.
Sharper, aren't they? I think they're a bit sharper.
I think they're a bit more tighter sounding.
These
had
sharper.
a bit more of that trebly bite.
They're ballsier. They're ballsier.
Yeah.
These are tighter and sharper kind of sound. That's slightly out of tune as well.
I'll give you my theory on why probably the same pickups sound different. Everyone's got their own theories and all that tone wood and the rest. But my theory on why pickups that are the same will sound different is the pots. Right?
Oh, the pots, yes.
These in here. No, that's your caps.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Your pots.
I know nothing.
The pots are supposed to be 500 Ks, right?
Okay. What's that mean, Phil?
That's just the rating of the pot. So literally, if you put in a pot which is say 250K, it's going to make your pickup sound a lot brighter.
Okay.
So it makes them sound differently. So the thing is, when you've got a pot which is supposed to be 500K, which is what they use for humbuckers, there's a tolerance in them. Now, some of these can be up to a 20-30% tolerance. So you're only at, say, either 420K or 570K.
Yep.
So that will change the tone that you're getting from your pickup.
I see.
It's a lot of difference.
There's something we didn't mention as well, and I just reminded when I grabbed this guitar. It's bloody heavy. It's very heavy, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
I think it's heavier than that one, definitely.
It is. I mean, this one is probably got your traditional weight relief. They don't call it chambered. A lot of people with their Gibsons will say it's not chambered. Yeah. Well, it is. It's got these 9 holes in it, which is called traditional weight relief. And you know how they found out about that?
No.
The only reason anyone knew about it, Gibson were doing it. No one knew. And some guy put his guitar through the at the airport, you know.
Yes. No way.
Through the X-ray.
And they could see the cavities.
And they saw the cavities, and
they're
thinking,
way.
"What's happened to my Les Paul?" They pulled out the other side.
Did they think he had drugs in it or something?
I don't know, but
amazing.
That's how we actually found out. So Gibson was doing this because obviously the mahogany was getting heavier.
And they're saving money, I suppose.
Yeah, so I mean that is another reason why your custom shop guitars are more expensive.
Yeah.
They're picking after they CNC machine the mahogany billets.
Yeah.
They'll then weigh them, and the lighter billets will then go to the custom shop.
Wow.
The heavier billets will then stay in Gibson Standard, and then the weight relieve them for the Les Pauls.
There you go.
So
amazing.
It is, yeah.
I do love this guitar though. I love the flame. I love the colour. Actually, the colour is kind of honeyish, isn't it? Kind of honey burst.
Has got a lovely colour, and it actually probably looks a little bit different in the camera.
Actually, I'd say so. Yeah, it's kind of brighter there. It's definitely brighter in the camera, but it's. I've seen.
It's a subtle burst. It's not a.
I don't know. It's quite flamey. It's quite tight.
No, I don't mean. I mean the colour from the sort of red into the.
Yes, it is. Yeah, I've seen some real cherry kind of things. I wouldn't go for but.
Yeah.
Love it.
It's a lovely colour. Absolutely.
So yeah, they're great guitars. They're expensive guitars, but they're really good. In this case, I think maybe would it be value for the money you're paying for such a.
I don't personally think so. I mean,
collectors will go for it, won't they? Because they're
collectors'
guitars.
You're
paying for the quality craftsmanship.
You're paying for a guitar which is, they're trying to be the closest they are to a 59, where there is more detail doing that. Where the standards. Yeah. It's a Gibson standard that's trying to be a 59. These aren't. Yeah. So there is detail in those guitars, and look, who doesn't want to be Jimmy Page or Billy Gibbons or.
Exactly.
So if you can get as close enough to the real thing, why not?
Would you go into a shop and spend $5 or $6 grand on one of these? That's the question, though. Because that's pretty much the price they are these days, isn't it?
They're even getting higher.
Really?
Some of the new ones are around 8,000.
Whoa!
Yeah.
You could buy a car. You could buy a really good holiday and never come back.
You could buy a lot of things with $8 grand.
You could buy a lot of things with $8 grand. Excellent.
Look, it's it's all what you want out of a guitar, and
And let's be honest, if we won the lotto tomorrow, we'd buy every number in the collection.
Yeah,
probably.
Why not?
Stare at them. Just stare at them.
I'm a guitar geek. I would.
Well, I'd say there is a market for wealthy executives and stuff who probably never got to rock. They went and bought a company instead and built a company, and then they look back and they say, I want a Gibson Les Paul hanging over my office or over behind me in the office, and that's what they do. They get them framed. I've seen that. Steve Ballmer, for example, the guy from Microsoft.
Right. Okay.
He buys guitars going out of fashion. He gets the best of stuff, and why not? Because he does rock. Yeah. So I mean, if you're a rich executive and you've got, I seen one for about 16 grand. One of the collector's choice ones.
They have gone up in value.
Certain ones, Tom Murphy Age and all these different types. Obviously, the Gary Moore one would be the most desirable, wouldn't it?
Oh, I would say so, yeah. Definitely.
And definitely, I've seen them around 16, 18 grand, and it's please, But hey, each to their own.
Exactly. It's a free market, so these things are going to happen. If people think it's worth it, they will buy it.
That's it. That's it. And a little thing on the neck pickup, just a quick blast.
It's a lovely tone, yeah.
So sweet, just really sweet taste. That is a tasty note.
It is a lovely note.
But will we rock? Will we rock?
I think we should do a Les Paul rock.
Excellent. I have a little track I've made up here for you. I think you might like it.
Take it away.
It was working earlier. Hang on. Aha!
chunky Les Paul goodness.
Chunkiness.
I like it.
Excellent.
Yep. It's all done. It's all good. We love listers.
See you guys.
Bye.